Hey everybody, welcome back to All Fiction is Fantasy. This is Daniel. I hope you're doing well, and if you're not, I hope you are soon. Okay, today we're going to do a low effort show and tell. That's what I like to call my haul videos. And this is after a trip to Half Price and a couple books that I just recently received from eBay. The two books that I recently received from eBay are the Goonies. And that is a novelization written by James Caan. And of course, James Caan also did the novelizations for Poltergeist 1 and 2. So I did take a look at those recently. They call themselves the Goonies, the secret caves, the old lighthouse, the lost map, the treacherous traps, the hidden treasure, and Sloth. Join the adventure. I know that I have read this before as a kid. I think the Goonies came out when I was about in 4th grade, I believe. Yeah, probably 4th or 5th grade. Probably the summer between my 4th and 5th grades. The reason I know that I've read this before is I remember the octopus, because there was a fight with an octopus that was cut out of the movie, but I know I have read that before. So looking forward to reading this again with James Caan's writing. And speaking of James Caan, I also received the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom novelization. Looking forward to reading this. The swashbuckling archaeologist Indiana Jones is back in a dazzling new adventure. I'm really curious how Caan is going to handle some of the more overt racism and in this book. I really do like Temple of Doom. It's a great movie. It has one of my favorite opening sequences in any movie ever. But my God, that movie is so racist and so kind of like other. You know, it categorizes the other as the enemy. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how he handles that, how he handles the horror that was shown from other cultures in the movie that was just... today, it would probably be way too problematic to create, but very curious about this one. I remember I had the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom magazine-sized graphic novel from Marvel Comics. I also today just picked up a few more novelizations. I got Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the special edition. Interestingly enough, this is actually written by Steven Spielberg, and I've never read it, so I don't know if this is actually based on a screenplay that he wrote, or if I think I remember reading that he created the novel first. He wrote the novel first, but never read it. Close Encounters of the Third Kind was a movie that scared the crap out of me as a kid. So I haven't seen it since I was a little kid because aliens really scare me. It's one of the things that actually does scare me. I picked up the novelization of The Black Hole. And that is, of course, written by Alan Dean Foster, one of the most boring movies ever. So I'm looking forward to reading the novel. All right, so Black Hole. I picked up the novelization of Dragon Slayer. My buddy Josh, who just got a VCR again recently, has been buying old 80s fantasy movies. So he can enjoy the movie on VHS and I'll enjoy the novelization. The novel by Wayland Drew, based on the screenplay by Hal Barwood and Matthew Robbins. I have not seen this movie since I was a little kid. Again, I think it came out when I was around probably 4th grade again. Even before that, I was like in 1st grade when this thing came out. I remember seeing it on HBO. I did not go to the theater to see this movie. I probably have not seen it since then. I should revisit it. I wonder if it holds up at all. I have no idea. All right, then I picked up this book. I'd never heard of this before. The Mephisto Waltz by Fred Mustard Stewart. Now a smash hit 20th century Fox movie, a diabolical spellbinding to rival Rosemary's Baby. Interesting. 20th Century Fox presents a Quinn Martin production of The Mephisto Waltz, a bizarre, unique, and diabolical tale involving sorcery, Satanism, and transmigration of the soul. A devilishly powerful spellbinder. That sounds cool. I'm always down to read something about Satanism. And let's see, 1969 by Fred Mustard Stewart. All right, then I picked up a Tim Levin. It's been a long time since I've read a Tim Levin book, but he's always good for just a nice kind of good, entertaining horror read. And this is The Nature of a Balance. And this says, one morning, the world does not wake up. People lie dead in their beds, killed by their own nightmares. They are lucky. For the few remaining survivors, the new world is a confusing, terrifying place. Things are different now. The balance of nature has shifted. Mankind is no longer the dominant species. It is an intruder, something to be removed, destroyed by an earth bent on vengeance. So it sounds kind of like an ecological horror novel. This is something I have never heard of, but it sounds really cool, and I absolutely loved that cover. Tomb 7 by Gene Snyder. The doorway to horror is open. The discovery, high in the mountains of Mexico, an ancient Indian tomb filled with priceless relics is uncovered, and the terrifying curse of the old ones is renewed with a vengeance. I'm a sucker for anything that mentions the old ones. The sacrifice. It begins, and the American leader of the expedition, a healthy, athletic scientist, dies of sheer terror. It continues with a threat too gruesome to be believed. The horror. Then the unspeakable evil takes hold. The earth erupts and a race of mummified giants is discovered as the Russians and Americans race to steal the awesome secrets of Tomb 7. In 1985 there, so yeah, maybe some Cold War horror there, pitting the Americans against the Russians. And then I did pick up these versions of H.P. Lovecraft collections. The ones with the Whalen covers. I love Michael Whalen. He's one of my favorite artists. And I don't have these versions. And they were in really, really good condition. And so I decided to pick these up. We have The Tomb and Other Tales there. We have At the Mountains of Madness and Other Tales. And we have The Lurking Fear and Other Stories. Don't know why it's not Other Tales. Other Tales of Terror and Other Tales. So it looks like they changed up that subtitle for each volume. I love Michael Whalen. He's fantastic. And these covers are great. And these were in really good condition. And I love mass market size paperbacks. So, all right, guys, well, that is a quick video today. Just a little show and tell of some new things that I have recently purchased. Take it easy. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.